Welcome to the Manager Lab, where we delve into the increasingly dynamic world of talent management. In each episode, we will unravel key insights, break down the most relevant books and articles, and provide actionable tips to optimize your approach in developing and retaining top talent. Stay tuned for a deep dive into the art, science, and strategy of unlocking your team's full potential. Let's enter the Manager Lab. Welcome back to the lab. Today we're flipping a common leadership myth on its head. When we think of great leaders, we often picture bold decision makers, confident visionaries, people who set direction, and other people follow. But according to a powerful article just released in the Harvard Business Review, the best leaders aren't just great at leading, they're exceptional at following. That might sound counterintuitive, especially in environments where leaders are expected to have all the answers. But as organizations become more complex, fast-moving, and team-based, leadership is no longer about being the smartest person in the room. It's about knowing when to step forward and when to step back. So today we're going to unpack what it really means to be a great follower, why followership is a leadership advantage, and actionable ways managers can practice this starting right now. So, segment number 1 is called Rethinking Followership. Let's start by redefining what this term followership actually is. Being a follower is not about passivity. It's not about obedience or just doing what you're told. According to the research highlighted in this article, effective followers do the following things: actively contribute ideas, they support decisions once they're made, they challenge leaders constructively, and they put the organization's goals above their own personal egos. In other words, great followers are engaged partners, not silent subordinates. The irony is this: the leaders who struggle the most are often the ones who never learn how to follow well. They dominate conversations, they dismiss expertise around them, and they feel threatened when others take the lead. Great leaders, on the other hand, know when someone else is better positioned to lead, and they're confident enough to let that actually happen. Okay, segment number 2, why great leaders need to be great followers. Why does this matter for managers? Well, first, no one has all the expertise anymore. Work today is so specialized. The person with the title isn't always the person with the deepest knowledge, especially in technical, operational, or frontline roles. Great leaders recognize this and follow the expertise, not the hierarchy. Second, great followership builds trust and credibility. When your team sees that you're listening, you're learning, and you're adapting based on their input, they're far more likely to speak up, to take ownership, to go above and beyond. And third, followership improves decision quality. Leaders who can step into a follower role invite dissent. They surface risks earlier and avoid blind spots that come from overconfidence. And finally, the article points out that it sets the cultural tone. When managers model good followership, they give their teams permission to challenge ideas respectfully, support decisions even when they didn't win, and then collaborate instead of compete. Segment 3 then gets into the core behaviors of great leader followers. The article points to several behaviors that distinguish leaders who are great followers. Let's break them down. Number 1, they lead and follow depending on the situation. So great leaders constantly ask themselves, is this a moment for me to lead or to support? They step back when someone else has more expertise, the team needs autonomy, or that buy-in matters more than speed. And they step forward when direction is unclear, accountability is needed, or the team seems stuck. Number 2, they practice loyal dissent. Great followers don't agree with everything, but they challenge in the right way. They speak up early, they focus on the issue, not the person. They offer alternatives, not just criticism. And once a decision is made, they commit fully, even if it wasn't their preferred option. Number 3, they put the mission above ego. Leader followers care less about being right and more about getting it right. They're willing to let others take credit. They're willing to change their minds, and they can admit when they don't know something. That humility doesn't weaken their authority. It actually strengthens it. Now, segment 4 of the article talks about actionable tips for managers here. Let's turn this into a practical discussion that you as a manager can use immediately. Tip number 1, regularly ask who should lead this. So in meetings or in projects, pause and ask yourself, who has the most insight here? Who should own this decision? Then visibly support that person's leadership, even if they're junior to you in the hierarchy. Tip number 2, model followership upward. Show your team how to follow by how you interact with your own leaders, by publicly supporting decisions once they're made, asking clarifying questions instead of criticizing them in meetings, and then disagreeing privately and respectfully, not publicly and disrespectfully. Your team is watching how you follow just as closely as how you lead. Tip number 3 here is to invite and reward constructive pushback. Say to your team explicitly, if you see risks or you have a different view, I want to hear it. And then prove it by thanking people who challenge you, not becoming defensive, and following up when their input changes your thinking. Tip number 4, debrief decisions, not just outcomes. So after a major decision, ask, what did we miss here? Where should I have listened more? Who else should have had a voice? This reinforces that good followership is part of learning, not failure. And then tip number 5, coach followership as a skill. When developing your team, talk about followership directly, how to challenge appropriately, how to support decisions, how to lead without authority. This is especially powerful for high potential employees preparing for their own leadership roles into the future. So let's end with this. Leadership isn't about always being out front. It's about knowing when to step forward and then when to stand beside or even behind other people. The best leaders are great followers because they value expertise over ego, they collaborate over control, and they're learning over certainty. If you want stronger teams, better decisions, and a healthier culture, don't just ask, how can I lead better? Also ask, how can I follow better? Well, thanks for listening. And until next time we meet in the Manager Lab, do good work.